Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. Ukrainian President Zelensky says troops have full control of the Russian town of Shuja. Well, Ukraine. You mess with them, you're gonna get bit. That's all there is to it. They got drones, baby. I don't know if you heard. They got drones, baby. They got. You thought they were just gonna roll over. I thought they were just gonna roll over. I thought 3 days is how long that war is going to last. 3 days is what I thought. Here we are, 2 years later. Zelensky, the stand-up comedian, don't mess with stand-up comedians. Zelensky, that's what his job was before he was president. A comic. Well, who are these people bombing the Crimea? What is it with these Russians? What is it with these Russians? You give them an inch, they take the Crimea. Who are these people? That was my Zelensky impersonation. We tried to give them lots of oil they do not want. Look, Zelensky, stand-up comedy was not his calling, apparently. Who knew that the young comic would turn out to be a military mastermind? Putin jailed a woman for 12 years today for donating $50 to a Ukrainian cause. Putin, what a jerk, am I right? What a jerk, that guy. What a jerk. My views do not represent the views of any organization or other group, even vegans especially. I think a lot of people know what the animals go to. People think that what is exposed is unnormal. They think that it might be abnormal treatment, but I don't know, man. The people that I meet, they all kind of know because they have imagination. I guess some of them imagine happy, just one bad day and stuff like that. But even if their imaginations are true, would killing them softly be permissible? Would that be okay? Is it okay to enslave? Does the welfare of the slave justify enslaving them? I would say no. Don't mess with someone who has a drone. Don't mess with someone. I got a drone. Don't mess with me. I got a drone. Don't mess with yours truly. We have great impersonation. We have the drones. They have nuclear weapons. 5,000 people population. They took a town that has 5,000 people and they hold a measuring station for Russian natural gas that flows through the Ukrainian pipeline to Europe. Wow, sounds like a strategic place, though. This photo of him still seems like he's quite worried. 79% is a notable number. How much the list price of 10 drugs commonly used by Medicare recipients could be cut by. 79%. Can you imagine? The rest of the world laughs at us Americans when they hear about what we pay in drug prices. It's absolutely bonkers what we pay in drugs. When I was a kid, I had extremely bad asthma. And so we would have to go to Mexico to buy inhalers because it was so much cheaper in Mexico. It would warrant a whole trip, tank of gas, bring the family down, go to Mexico, spend the day in Mexico, grab some inhalers, and then bring them back over the border because it was cheaper. You can get 6 for the price. Actually, one inhaler, I remember this so vividly. One inhaler costs $60, and down in Mexico that costs about $4. $4. That was the difference. It's absolutely insane how much Americans are paying for medication here. If you want to come die in America, it's very expensive. It's an expensive place to die. It's what you're going to do. A very cheap place to die is Gaza. There's 40,000 corpses buried in yards, streets, tiered graves. The numbers, I always hear that the numbers are, every time I quote the AP, because I'm reacting to the AP, somebody calls me and says, those numbers aren't accurate. Look, I don't know if the numbers are accurate, but I do know a lot of people are dead. And I think that war is an idiotic activity for humans. The head of Hamas is saying that they're going to postpone the ceasefire even now because they want to see, Hamas wants to see if Hezbollah and Iran, if they are going to cause more chaos with Israel, putting Israel into a weakened position in negotiating a ceasefire. But every day that goes by, people are needlessly killed. Free the hostages, deliver their bodies if they're dead, and ceasefire. It's like, it's so stupid that this is still going on. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's it's truly upsetting. Free the hostages, ceasefire. That's it. It seems like a pretty simple solution to everybody. And if you got a different solution, you let me know. I'd love to hear it. I don't endorse anybody who engages in war. I remain critical of anyone who uses violence, because violence, if you were using violence, you've made a mistake somewhere else. It's just it. Monkeypox is on the loose. They're calling it Mpox now. Mpox. Do you think Mpox is going to be bigger than bird flu? I think bird flu is the thing that's going to kill us all. What do you think? It's a coin toss, but what do you think? Neck and neck. We got Mpox coming. That's all I'm. Oh my god! I just heard Gina Rowlands died. You probably don't know who Gina Rowlands is, but Gina Rowlands is a she was this incredible actor in John Cassavetes movies, and John Cassavetes was her husband, and she was in a movie with Peter Falk and Ben Gazzara. Ben Gazzara was usually who played opposite her. Ben Gazzara is so cool. Um, if you, I don't know, maybe you've never seen any of his movies, but if you haven't, I feel sorry for you. John Cassavetes basically invented independent cinema by himself. He was an incredible actor who starred in movies to make money so that he could spend all his money on making movies, his own movies. That was what this whole thing was. He was one of the most sought after actors in Hollywood, but he would only do a movie if he could get his other films made. It's pretty remarkable. He was an awesome person. He died a long time ago. Gina Rowlands just died today. She was in a movie called Woman Under the Influence, and it's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's such a shame she's gone. She was in a short, you probably have seen her in Paris Je t'aime, if you've ever seen Paris Je t'aime. It's a really good movie. It's a vignette film with lots of different directors. But she and Ben Gazzara are in it together as an old couple visiting Paris. Anywho, there you go. I think it was directed by Gerard Depardieu, but I can't remember. There you go. That's all the headlines today, except for this one weird one that Disney argues wrongful death suit should be tossed because plaintiff signed up for a Disney Plus trial. So this guy died of a food poisoning, right? No, allergic reaction at Disney in Irish pub in Disney Springs. I don't even know what Disney Springs is, but died of an allergic reaction. But Disney is asking a Florida court to dismiss the lawsuit brought against it because he had agreed to settle any lawsuits against Disney out of court with the arbitration process when he signed up for a 1-month trial of Disney Plus 2019 and acknowledged that he had reviewed the fine print. They're saying that because he signed up for a Disney Plus contract, that in the fine print, it says that he's not allowed to sue Disney. The terms of use, which were provided by the subscriber agreement, include a binding arbitration clause. The company wrote in its motion, the first page of the subscriber agreement states in all capital letters that any dispute between you and us, except for small claims, is subject to a class action waiver and must be resolved by individual binding arbitration. Unbelievable. Because the victim signed up for Disney Plus and didn't read the fine print, but clicked that he had, they're saying that they no longer have to pay any money for for killing this man. We're merely defending ourselves against the plaintiff's attorney's attempt to include us in their lawsuit against the restaurant. Mm-hmm. Merely trying to defend it. That's some creative lawyering, I would say. Yeah, the Irish pub in Disney Springs where the dude died didn't respond. I wonder what he died of. Some kind of. Oh, I see. The waiter would then guarantee that the food was allergen free, even though some of the items were served with allergen free flags. Were not served with allergen free flag. Ooh, damn. After informing the server numerous times that she had a severe allergy to nuts and dairy products, she ordered a vegan fritter. Oh my god, scallops? Oh no, she ate scallops, onion rings, and a vegan shepherd's pie. What killed her? About 45 minutes after finishing their dinner, difficulty breathing, and collapsed and died at the hospital, despite using an EpiPen. Oh my god. Anaphylaxis due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. So where was the dairy? I guess in the onion rings and scallops, huh? I mean, if the it wasn't the shepherd's pie and the fritter, so she got killed by onion rings and scallops, y'all. Oh my god. Dead. And Disney's like, don't blame us. You signed the fine print when you signed up for our cable subscription service, you dummy. You dummy. Hey, you dummy. You big dummy. And they're trying to say that they're not liable because of that. That's disgusting, bro. They're trying to sue Disney because Disney has a lot of money. Scheduled on Disney's motion, Piccolo seeks more than $50,000. $50,000, that's it? His wife's dead, homie. You pay the man $50,000. You killed her. You killed his wife. A fatal allergic reaction. Oh my god. Whew. I guess you know what? It wouldn't have been a problem, probably, if they just had a vegan menu. Just gonna say, if it all been vegan, it probably wouldn't have been a problem because they said nuts and dairy. Nuts might kill you, but the thing was the EpiPen didn't work because she had nuts and dairy. If she just had nuts and no dairy, she probably would have made it. Probably would have made it. Oh my god. Disney. What a disgusting company. God, Disney company. That's so sad. It's just so sad. She should. Oh, it's depressing. Okay, hurricane update. What you can expect. Not you just expect more hurricanes, bigger hurricanes, badder hurricanes. Everything's hurricane season. It's hurricane season. It's done. A raccoon rescued from Debbie floodwaters. That's cute. Okay. A 3-year-old hospitalized black bear attacked in Montana. A polar bears kill worker in remote Canadian Arctic. See, this is the thing about AccuWeather. If you read too much AccuWeather, you'll think that all bears are killers and they need to all be culled. Fatal polar bear attacks are extremely rare in large part because their Arctic habitat is not populated by many people. But they killed a worker in Canada. Oh my god. A radar station, Canadian Arctic, was killed last week in a rare attack by 2 polar bears. Ate this dude. Oh my god. One of the animals was put down. What happened to the other one? We are working closely with local authorities and regulatory agents to conduct thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the accident. The incident, I tell you what the incident is. Don't go to where the polar bears live. Like there's monsters up there. They're real big animals. I saw a taxidermied polar bear a couple days ago. They're like 8 feet tall. They're gigantic. Don't go near them, man. Run. I mean, probably can't run. You probably can't outrun them. You probably can't outrun them. Human beings, we're pretty measly little worms. We can't really do much. You see a bear coming, I guess run because that thing is That thing's gonna get you, man. Fatal polar bear attacks are extremely rare because then there's no humans up there. But polar bears, which depend on Arctic ice to access food, have faced starvation in recent years as they struggle to adapt life on land. There you go. They usually sleep on the ice, but we're the jerks that took away all the ice. We poisoned where they live, and then what do we do? Polar bear extinction may happen sooner than expected, they say. Don't worry, we're killing all the polar bears. The most recent and fatal bear attack occurred in 2023 when 24-year-old Summer Mayamick and her 1-year-old son Clyde were killed. Summer Myomick. What is she doing living in the Arctic with a name like Summer? She should be down here in California, you know? After mauling the mother and son, the bear reportedly chased multiple people before it was shot by a resident. Before he was shot by a resident? Oh my God. A 72-year-old was alone picking huckleberries in Montana forest. Oh, we talked about this, and the grizzly bear attacked. Yeah, that happens. A 3-year-old was hospitalized after a black bear attacked in Montana. That's the thing. Human beings, man. Yeah, here's the thing. Human beings, we've evolved to build walls and cities. We do all this so you don't have to get attacked by bears. If you are the type of person that wants to go out and pick huckleberries in Montana and you get attacked by a grizzly bear, is that the grizzly bear's fault? That's your fault. That's you. That's all you. If you have a name like Summer, if your name is Summer and you live in the Canadian Arctic and you are working at a radar station and you're wandering around, I don't know what the hell you're doing up there, just wandering around in the wilderness, and a polar bear, 2 polar bears come and get you. Whose fault is that? That's not the polar bear's fault. That's all you. That's all you. Common sense would tell you to keep away from bears. Keep away from bears. Stay away. Like, it's always so funny to me that people are like, "Oh, what a tragedy." It's like driving a NASCAR. You know when Dale Earnhardt died and he's driving around at 200 miles per hour in an oval in a car with no protective gear. They've now made it the law that you have to wear this protective gear because when he crashed, his head fell off. He was going so fast and he crashed right into the K line, and he nearly whiplashed his head clean off his body. So yeah, that's not surprising. Why are people surprised by it? People are like, oh, how could this happen? Did you miss the part where I said he was going 200 miles per hour around an oil slicked track? Yeah, in a machine with no headgear, nothing to protect him. Yeah, he died really easily. That's pretty powerful. I don't know why people are surprised by this. Uh, don't do it if you don't want to have that happen to you. Same thing with don't go around polar bears. Please don't go around polar bears. By the way, it's National Hazy IPA Day. I don't know what it is about. Why does every day have to have a beer? Why does every drink have to have its own day? Like it seems like it's a little much. Like you don't need to push alcohol on humanity too much. Like we're hooked. You know what I'm saying? We're hooked. Most of humanity, they're drinking. You don't need to have special days for wine, beer, special prosecco, sparkling ciders. You don't need to have these special days. But today is Happy National Hazy IPA Day. It's an unfiltered New England style IPA. I feel like hazy IPAs, they burn me a little bit in here. They're really creamy and delicious and fruity, but they burn me right here. The hops kind of burn me in my old jug, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm not really that into hazies, although I appreciate and understand their appeal. They're delicious. National Leathercraft Day. Hey, you know what you could do as a human being for some reason, because you have the right to skin an animal alive and take their flesh out and throw their bones away, melt their bones down and use their flesh for decorations, wear them on your head. You could skin an animal alive and wear their skin on your head as a little joke, as a little fad. It's just fun for you, you know? It's National Leathercraft Day. You can learn to to make your own skin hat. You know, there was this thing where there's these mariner orcas, mm, and they're the ones that are like ripping the engines out of yachts and stuff like that. But before they got really cool with ripping engines out of yachts, they thought it was really funny to kill a salmon and wear it on their heads. And the teenage boys, they would wear the salmon on their head, and people thought it was funny. They're like, "Ha, look at these stupid animals wearing another animal on their head as a hat." Which is, of course, what humans do. Go to England, there are dudes standing out there with bears, whole bear, Canadian bear, on their head as a hat. Yes. I mean, I don't think alcohol kills less than heroin. No, I don't think it does kill less than heroin. No, I think you're right. Yeah. Where I live, the government spent $1 billion to bring beer and alcohol to grocery stores and gas stations. So there you go. They want you all to drink it. They want to, it's our soma. Don't stop. Don't forget to like that video. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. They have they have wine day, etc. Why not start with happy heroin day? Maybe they should have happy opioid day. Maybe we should. But that's an epidemic. Alcohol is not an epidemic. I think alcohol is an epidemic. Alcohol is I would be I'd be totally into cutting it. But you know what? Here we are. This is what we got. Getting off the hooch was the second best decision I've ever made. Spooky veg head. Well, I wholeheartedly understand that. Also, what's with the emoji? I spelled with a B. I don't know, man. B-lol? I don't know. With a B-lol? It's a whole thing. Anyway, we also have a lemon meringue pie day. You know what that meringue is? It's whipped eggs. You see what you do. You have to enslave a chicken, and then you expose the chicken to lots of light, and you put her in a very confined area after having bred her to give way more eggs than usual. Then you crack those eggs, and then you take a whisk and you just beat and beat and beat until you beat it so hard that it turns into this ugly shape. For some reason, people think that this ugly shape is a pretty shape. I don't know why. It peaks. It peaks. I don't know why people think it's fluffy. It's fluffy. Great. It's also National Relaxation Day. Go find yourself a hammock and relax, would you? Don't encumber yourself with too much stress. Someone or something that is encumbered, is burdened, or weighed down, as in tourists encumbered by heavy luggage. Oh, yeah, no, man. I'm encumbered. I as encumbered as I am with the with the plight of the animals. I am encumbered with the plight of the animals. I feel like it's my obligation to fight. Do you feel like it's your obligation to fight? Maybe the meringue is aquafaba. No? There you go. That meringue was aquafaba. There, that's right. It was aquafaba. If you beat aquafaba enough, it'll kind of turn peaky, sort of. Yeah, it's aquafaba. That's what it was. You're totally right. Any kind of liquid with lots of protein in it will do it. So why not? I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. The meringue was aquafaba.